turn it over to people in the audience who would like to hear your reaction to what you've heard this evening. I guess first for Mark, what's your perspective on whether or not this, obviously the whole effort to update our chart has caused a lot of partisan and a lot of kind of contentiousness within the city and the city council. Do you think that a executive mayor system might somehow institute that or create increased partisanship, increased division within the city, or do you think it might actually settle things down a little bit?
No, I believe that in some aspects I do believe it will settle some things down. I think what it will lead to is better dialogue between the mayor and the council and the public. However, I think that also can lead to more public discussion, which is one of the things, as I see, is the greatest asset for this type of government, is because many of these discussions that are not currently public will end up in the public. Certainly, if we get a dispute between the office of the mayor and council, well, that will require a lot of public input and debate before those issues get settled, and I think it's going to force council to look to the public for the answers, and that way they're not just able to carry on and do business as usual without input from the public. Because if the mayor proposes something and council disagrees with that, that's the first place they're going to turn to. They want to get reelected. They're going to look to the public. They want to find out what does the public want. And that's why I think that this form of government will really help out there. I don't see it as being hostile. I think what it will force is a better cooperation between government and the people that they serve.
Thank you. And James, one of the, as you pointed out, one of the controversial items of the first initiative was that the mayor would potentially have the authority to hire and fire hundreds or thousands of people. And I know there was concern even with organized labor that perhaps the measure might somehow give the mayor authority to get out of labor contracts or have the authority to hire and fire even rank and file individuals. With your review of the proposal that's been submitted to date, do you foresee that might be an issue still, or do you feel comfortable that it doesn't affect collective bargaining?
I feel better about this version because it gives the council, and it separates the powers too. The mayor isn't going to hire the city attorney. He isn't going to hire the city clerk and the treasurer, and that is hired by the council. So basically, the first version gave no power to the council. The council was basically ripped of any authority, and now in a check and balance, you have to give the council authority. And so, as far as the hiring of and plus, you have to keep. It's just like the federal government. You have the judicial, the executive, and you have the legislative. You have to keep the judicial, the city's attorney's office, away from the mayor. The mayor can't hire and fire that person because that person has to give opinions without bias. So there's a lot of improvements, and that's why we're sitting here reviewing it and making consideration on supporting it. Like I said, the first version was pretty scary, and this one is better.
All right. Well, thank you for that. So, a question for you before we turn it over to the audience. What's the timeline? There's been a lot of kind of fits and starts about turning signatures, struggling to get the votes, whether it's going to be from June or November or 2012. What's the timeline to get this done?
Yep. Let me answer the timeline question. I just want to do a little bit of an add-on there just to clarify for folks. So James is exactly right about the new proposals. So, number one, there will be no change to how collective bargaining is done, contracting. That's a very important message for the public, especially an important message for the public safety folks. Exactly the same. Now, I think there's some benefits to the new system.